Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and today I have a review video. In the previous two Magic the Gathering videos, I cracked two Jumpstart booster packs to build my third deck for a Jumpstart booster pack Battle Royale. My first deck, Well-Read Dragons, has been victorious against my second deck, Archaeology Dogs. Will my third deck, Discarding Doctors, rise to the occasion against my first two decks? Or will it fall short? Let's take a look in this deck tech review video. First, let's quickly review the white half of the deck. It is focused on gaining life, then using that life gain to create creature advantage in the sky. The two key cards in the deck are Rock's Faithmender and Griffin Airy. The Rock's Faithmender doubles my life gaining ability, while the Griffin Airy produces 2/2 flyers for each 3 life gain during my turn. The rest of the cards in the deck either have lifelink or benefit from a lifelink trigger. Now let's take a quick look at the black half of the deck. It is centered on getting my opponent's cards into the graveyard, whether that is through discard or killing their creatures. Tiny Bones, Trinket Thief, is an early 2-drop that provides immediate dividends whenever my opponent discards a card by allowing me to draw a card for 1 life. There are 2 copies of White of Precinct 6, which grows for every creature card in my opponent's graveyard. The remaining cards either have my opponent discard or take care of their creatures. Okay, I'll skip ahead and combine the 2 decks for the second part of the deck tech review. Alright, I have laid the deck out with creatures organized by converted mana cost on the left hand side and spells on the right hand side. The 16 lands piled at the bottom. The deck has 15 creatures with a bell curve of converted mana cost shifted to the lower end from 1 to 5. Most of the creatures cost 2 to 4 mana to cast. The deck seems to establish itself early and take advantage of entering the battlefield triggered abilities to create card disadvantage for my opponent while increasing my life total. If the strategy pans out, I'll win by keeping my opponent from establishing their board, then my creatures close out the game through the air. The deck has 9 spells, 2 sorceries, Mind Rat focused on discarding cards, Assassin's Strike kills a creature and forces my opponent to discard a card, 3 instants, Moment of Heroism, it's combat trick with lifelink, Revitalize, basic life gain, draw a card, kind of replaces itself, and Swift Response, creature kill. There are 4 enchantments, Death's Approach, which takes care of a creature based upon the number of creature cards in my opponent's graveyard. Face Fetters, which shuts down just about any permanent I want, gains me a little bit of life. Light of Promise, slap it on one of my creatures. As I gain life, it gets a +1/+1 counter. And finally, one of the keys to the deck, Griffin Airy. As I gain life, I'm going to put out 2/2 flyers, and that's kind of the winning strategy. It has 16 land. The mana curve does a good job supporting the deck. Aside from 2 cards, Angel of Mercy and Assassin's Strike, the deck has a fast curve, costing between 1 and 4 mana. Only 4 cards require double pips in their mana cost. This is where Thriving Heath and Thriving Moor come in, smooth out the mana requirements. At first I didn't feel like Discarding Doctors had a great synergy. It seemed that between the white part and the black part of the deck, it just didn't mesh. But upon closer review, thinking about it a little bit more, the combination of tearing apart my opponent's hand while taking care of their creatures gives the deck the ability to control the early game, then through the mid to late game it can take over with flyers to close out the victory. I think it can keep pace with the faster, lower to the ground Archaeology Dogs deck. Against Well-Read Dragons, the early hand disruption will keep the deck from getting the late game flyers onto the battlefield. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what you think about the Discarding Doctors deck. How do you think it will fare in battling against Well-Read Dragons and Archaeology Dogs? I can't wait for the results from my Jumpstart Booster Pack Battle Royale.